Sympathy for the podcast. Number 1, Underpaid and Slightly Inebriated.
You come up with questions, and I will answer them.
Okay.
To the best of my ability.
What's the spiciest thing you've ever eaten?
Well, quick story. When I was really young, my sister dared me to eat a fresh jalapeno, which I hate spicy food anyway. So I did, and we're at my grandma's house, and I'm trying to get the heat out of my mouth, and she hands me a tube and says, "Here, put this on your lips, and it'll make the heat go away." After I rub it on my lips, it was preparation H. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That was...
Should kidneys be able to be bought and sold? That's a question. Human kidneys on the black market.
No, I can't. No, because, I mean, do you know how horrible it would be, even if you had the opportunity, or someone that was at least decent enough to let you wake up in a bathtub of ice?
10 grand.
If you're gonna harvest organs, you might as well just harvest them all while you're at it. Why leave?
Did you know toes go for like $80?
$80.
$80.
I think if you have insurance, like, and you lose a finger, like your index finger at the job, it's like 60 grand or something. Yeah.
Get some scissors.
It's I thought about it pretty hard, because I was like, it'd be quick.
You just look at your toes and you're like, I gotta pay rent. You just pick your toes up. Sir, help me.
I mean, I had a friend that had the tip of his middle finger cut off, and it paid out 20 grand. But they sewed it back on. He just doesn't have any feeling in it.
You want me to tell you the story about Papa?
Sure.
Or I'm sorry, Pop. Papa's the other one. Mom's dad. He went to the army. He's a strong dude. He was working out on the lawnmower.
Oh, yeah, the fingers.
And he didn't turn it off, and he flipped it over. And he went down to reach into the blades, and he cut his fingers off. And he was like, okay. And he called Rita. He went back in the house, and his fingers were hanging off of his hands. And one of them was just gone. And he told his wife, he's like, I just chopped the rest of this one off. And then he called Rita, and he said, hey, come look for my fingers out in the yard. What would you do if your grandpa said, hey, can you come find my fingers out in the yard and just cut them off?
Well, I don't know. That would probably, as a kid, that might be fun.
I found it. Who do you wish you could get back into contact with?
Honestly, nobody.
Anybody that you aren't in contact with now is just not worth.
Yeah. I mean, there's some people that I'm in contact with now that I wish I had no contact with.
What's the worst hairstyle you've ever had?
Oh, God. So, I didn't have money for a haircut, but it was super long. So, we went out to the garage, and Josh took the buzzers, the clippers, and just gave me a buzz cut. And I wore a beanie until I got my hair back, because it was bad.
Do you remember that haircut I got and I shaved my head?
No.
I told her to fade it, and she didn't fade it, so it was just the top, and it looked like a toupee. And I just went into the bathroom with a 3-guard and just went, and I just took it all off because it looked so stupid.
But I did do the bowl cut all through the 90s.
I had it in the 2000s.
At one point, I did the bowl cut where I shaved everything underneath.
That's what I had. It was shaved, and I had the full
No,
roundabout.
no. She shaved it all the way up.
Yeah.
So then,
Oh God!
yeah,
So it was.
yeah. So it was. I mean, and that was the craziest feeling, having a completely skinned head and then hair touching
the hair
it.
going.
Yeah,
on your ears.
and then I also had a bowl cut / rat tail.
A brat tail.
Yeah.
What is your funniest story involving a car?
Funny. Well, I mean, there's.
I threw up on the back of David.
Oh.
We went to the skating rink when I was like 7, and we were skating, and David fell on me because he couldn't skate either. He fell on top of me, and the whole night I was like, I don't feel good. And we finally got into the little tiny Saturn, and I was just sitting there. I was like, I think I'm going to puke. And he's like, if you're going to puke, look out the window. I was just like, huh? And it just went, it just went all over the back of the chair and him. And he wasn't too happy.
Oh, car stories. I don't know. I mean, I was going home one night. It was super late. And I had these 2 cars like box me in. So I floored it. And then they flicked their blue lights at me and rolled the window down and told me to slow down. I'm like, what do you think I'm going to do if I think you're boxing me in? I didn't know that it was police, but
Yeah.
at least they didn't pull me over. I had another one. I mean, I don't know that it was so much of a funny story, but it was just getting out of trouble in a crazy, crazy way, because at this point in time, I was selling weed. We took all the back streets to go and drop off an ounce with my nephew, and we were like, okay, so now that we don't have all this weed on us, we're probably good to go the main roads. Mind you, we're not in a car that we own. The guy driving doesn't have a driver's license or insurance.
So the 2 main things.
Plus, I was a correctional officer at the time. We were both high, and we both had pills in our pockets, and I had both of my guns with me. He had one of them, I had the other. So we pull out, start going up the road, and I'm like, what is that? What's in the road? He said, it's flares. Next thing I know, he's tossing the gun that I gave him into my lap. So I hit him under the seat. And we pull up, and it was a DUI checkpoint for state troopers. They say we don't have driver's license. They pull us straight over into the parking lot. And they pull out Richie first. And
Don't name drop him like that.
nobody. It's not like.
I'm just joking.
But so they pull him to the back of the car, and they're talking to him, and the officer looks. I could see him look, and he takes his pen and he picks up a shell casing, because earlier that day we were being really stupid, shooting the guns out the windows. We were on back roads. It's not like anybody was around when we were shooting, but we were shooting at signs and stuff. And so he scoops up that shell that had just like serendipitously snuggled itself right between the rear windshield gap between it and the trunk lid. And he was like, what's this? And Richie says, oh, that's a bullet casing. He said, are there weapons in the car? He said, yep, they're under my buddy's seat. So next thing you know, mind you, I've got pills in my pocket, all this stuff. I have an officer, a state trooper, walk up to my window and say, "Where's the guns?" I said, they're right here under my seat, and I reached for them. They grabbed me, pulled their guns and everything. And I was like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm an officer. And they pull me out of the car. They get the guns. They ask me if they're loaded. I said, well, the clips are loaded, but
there's none in the chamber.
I was pretty sure that there wasn't any in the chamber, but they definitely were chambered. And I was telling them that I worked at the jail, and by this time, most of the roadblock was most of the officers working the roadblock had stopped and was like gathered around listening to our conversation, like my conversation between another trooper. And he was like, I could take you to jail right now just for having those guns under your seat instead of in a glove box. He said, if you would have your credentials on you, it wouldn't be an issue. I said, I'm sorry, the credentials are huge. Yeah. I didn't want to have to carry them around everywhere. And he said, well, tell me this. He said, why, when we bring somebody to jail, why do y'all always send us to the hospital with them? I said, look, I barely ever work in booking. I said, but I do know that they do that because they say that y'all are assholes. As soon as I said that, a state trooper who had like just finished up with a car and had just walked up, heard me say that y'all are assholes. He jumps through the crowd and snatches me up by my collar and was screaming at me, why am I calling them assholes? And they had to pull him off of me and explain to him the whole situation. So we stand around talking a little bit, and they're asking, they said, well, why is the bullet shell back there? I said, we were at my grandpa's target practicing this afternoon. He doesn't want us to leave the brass on the ground, so we picked it up, and it must have fell out the bag when I laid it on the trunk lid. And they're like, okay. So they take the clips out of the guns, make sure they're racked and clean. They put them in the glove box for us. They let my buddy and me drive away with him driving, no driver's license, and did not do a thing to us.
Wow. Well, your statutes of limitations aren't up. Hello, officer.
Actually, they're definitely up for that. There was another one. There was. I was in my RX-8, like screaming up the road at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and going by that same spot. The same DMV, and there was a state trooper that was
the one right up the road, James.
Yeah. I was going to pick up Josh.
There's always cops in there.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going as fast as he tried to say I was going.
Oh. You were going...
I was probably going like 60, and he was trying to say I was doing 120. There's no way I could have been doing 120. But we pull up to the top of the road.
You literally, that'd be almost impossible to do, to get to that speed on
especially
that road.
Me getting off the interstate right there.
Yeah, because you had to go to a complete stop and then...
Yeah. There's just not enough room. I mean, it's not even an eighth of a mile, and I mean, come on.
You'd have to have some Formula One going
on. But we pulled up to the top of the road to pick up Josh and his friend. So Josh gets in the car, and his friend has this realistic looking 22 caliber cap gun.
Oh, cap.
Or maybe it was a pellet gun.
Yeah.
And Josh has a pretty... Well, I wouldn't say it was a mature, but it was It was sprouting. It was you could definitely tell that it was a pot plant
Yeah, it was
in
some
a red
bud.
Dixie cup. Right. So I'm in the driver's seat. Josh is behind me. My roommate Carl was in the passenger seat, and Josh's friend was behind him. So he hands the pot plant forward to let us look at it, and as we look up, we see blue lights. The trooper came and found us. I mean, we were only like we weren't even another eighth of a mile up the road from that. So, he found us, and so Carl just dumps the cup in the back seat. Yeah, he was like, "Here, this ain't mine. I'm not taking
So now
the
there's
fall
dirt and a pot plant on the seats or like the floor.
Yes. So, and
James, you gotta be quick. You gotta be like, oh no, I dropped my basil plant.
well, Josh's friend is like struggling trying to hide the gun that he thinks he's gonna go down for because it's
The 22
yeah
pellet gun.
yeah and so Josh is like trying to grind the pot plant into the ground into the floorboard so it's unnoticeable.
Doesn't that just make the smell?
Well, there's not really a smell, especially we're talking about
Budding bud.
yeah. So the cop walks up. He asked me if I knew how fast I was going. I was like, I might have been doing 60. And he was like, crank your car up. I want to hear it. So I had to rev up the car for him a little bit. And then he shines the light on my nephew and asks him why he doesn't have his seatbelt on. He's like, because I just got in the car. And I had to explain that I was picking him up for them to come and stay at my apartment. He's like, well, why is there dirt all in the seat? And my nephew said, well, it was here when I got here. I mean, my nephew's got dirt all in his lap, but the cop is really, really stupid. He gave me a $400 ticket, though, and they would not drop it.
You even fought it?
Yeah, because I went to court, and it was like this little rinky-dink house.
They took his side, didn't they?
Yeah, he said, he told because it was just me, him, and the judge.
He just gave you a ticket, because if he lied about you going 120 on like a 30,
he said that he was already cutting me a deal at 120. Yeah,
they would have literally took your license immediately if you were somehow going that fast. That's like automatic. That's crazy. I mean, but still, $400 is $400, and then you were
ridiculous.
Were you still
at that time, yeah. Actually, no, not at that time. Not at that time. I was.
We're talking about the same thing, right? That you were a correctional officer?
Yeah, I wasn't then, though.
Oh, okay.
No.
$400. How old were you?
I was like 18 or 19.
Dude, $400 is like $1,000.
Yeah.
18 and 19.
I mean, I may not be remembering it exactly right. I know he gave me an hour. Maybe he said I was going 120, but gave me a 60 and a 30. Maybe that's what it was.
That's probably.
I know that he told the judge that he was already cutting me a huge deal, and that's why they wouldn't lower it any. But I know it was like a $300 or $400 ticket, and it was stupid. And they wouldn't give me. He told me, he's like, you've got until this date. He said, if it's not paid, we're coming and picking you up.
You're just the most fortunate person. You just get off scot-free.
I had a cop, like, I was in my Impala and I was like flying down the road.
Impalas are like the ultimate sleep.
I was pushing it too. This day I was doing like 120.
Did you have the cool Impala? Blacked out one?
No, mine was white. But I pulled up on a county officer, like right up on his rear, and I backed off, and I was good, and I seen him like do this little gesture, like
go around.
Yeah. And I just acted like I didn't see it, and he pulled me over on the bridge. Like he got over, slowed down, and got behind me and pulled me over on the bridge. He said, "Sir, do you know how fast you were going?"
On the same road?
No, this is...
I was about to say...
This was on the interstate. And he said, son, do you know how fast you were going? I said, to be honest with you, I absolutely know exactly how fast I was going. And I said I was doing about 120. And he said, "You didn't see me?" I said, "Yeah, but I didn't think y'all had radar detectors in your rear." And he said, "Well, we definitely do." I mean, even though, I'm sure if you see somebody gaining on you like that, you're going to know that they're... I was a stupid kid. So he takes my insurance and everything, and he comes back. He said, "Look," he said, "this is a warning, a verbal." He said, "Because I'm on my way home right now, and if I ticketed this, I would have to take you to jail, and it would ruin your life." He said, "So you better cool it out. If I ever pick you up again..."
How did you not have like so many offenses? Because they'll give you those offenses, and then they'll keep tracking them.
Oh, they
just...
Like another one, I was going down...
They probably... Did he check your license?
He did check my license.
Okay, I was about to say, he probably thought that you were 16, but I don't know if he checked your license.
I was probably only like... I was 18 or 19. Around that area. I was probably 18.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, I had the 2010 Genesis.
Your favorite. You love to talk about the Genesis.
Well, I was doing I was trying to head to the other jail. I was in uniform, and I was doing a pretty high rate of speed in a 35 mile an hour zone. I get pulled over. The cop walks up. He's like, "Hey, what's going on? Why are you speeding?" I told him I'm trying to get to my next post. And he said, "Do you know how fast you were going?" I said, "Really? I wasn't paying attention." And he walked away. He came back and had 70 wrote on the palm of his hand, and he held it up like this. Obviously he was on camera, so he didn't want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "I'm gonna let you go with a warning." He was like, "Have a good day." I've had a lot of close calls.
The first time I ever speed, I'm gonna get a huge ticket.
Yeah, you probably are.
I think I asked you, have you ever been to a concert?
One. REO Speedwagon and Styx.
Was it crazy?
This is before I ever smoked pot, and I seen old people passing around a joint, and I looked at one of the older women that had took me to the concert, and I was like, I can't believe they're down there smoking weed. Next thing I know, like maybe 5 minutes later, the joint had made it up to her, and she was smoking too, and I felt like the biggest dweeb ever. So yeah,
I have nothing, dude. The craziest thing, the woman beside us was trying to flash.
Do what?
The woman beside us was trying to flash.
She was trying to flash you?
No, not me. I was like 13. No, she's trying to flash Van Halen.
Oh yeah.
That was about it for a crazy concert.
None of that happened at Styx.
I seen when we went to the Cinderella concert at What's that blues place down in Charleston? House of Blues, I think.
I don't know.
It's one of those. Or the Grand Ole, I don't remember. Whatever it is. It's one of those. The dude threw up in the middle of the floor. Me and David were sitting up on the top, and Cinderella was playing, and I was chugging down Red Bulls. This was the first time I've ever had an energy drink, and immediately I started almost falling asleep because I can't take caffeine like that. It just makes me pass out, and I'm just looking, and the spotlights are going, and the music's so loud. You know that deafening sound when you leave, and it's like you can't hear. And I just see this dude just throw up on the dance floor, and I just see this big circle just start to, like a tsunami, just start to go out of people because it's a huge puddle of puke. All of my stories have puke in them.
I had when I was in elementary school, I wore a pair of white jeans to school. We had just gotten through eating breakfast, and we were sitting like in a little square. It was 4 or 5 of us, and we were just kind of sitting there talking, and one of the kids was like, "I don't feel good," so he turns and pukes. So then the next kid pukes that's sitting beside him, and then another kid pukes all over my white jeans. It was a chain reaction, and it was horrible. I never wanted to wear white jeans again after that.
I have a school story. Spirit Week, where you do the different things. Well, I got the dates messed up. And it was Crazy Clothes Day. And I was 2 days off. I don't know how, but every year I always had something super elaborate. So my clothes were like cut up, and I was wearing like long sleeve shirt that was like cut like all jaggedy, and I had short sleeve shirt and everything. I was dressed super ugly. I had 2 different shoes on. I had 2 different socks pulled over my pants, like one ankle sock, one really long calf sock. And I went to school, and I got on the bus, and I was like, huh, strange. I guess no one's doing Spirit Week. I guess everyone's not into it. And then I went into school, and I noticed no one was doing it. And I was like, they can't just be me. And I was looking around for people, and there was some kids who just didn't dress good. And I was like, oh, see, there we go. And I went into my classroom, and my teacher looked at me weird. And she's like, Carl, do you need to go to the nurse's office? And I was like, no, why? And she's like, come outside with me. And I go outside with her. She's like, I don't think these clothes are appropriate for today. I was like, it's Spirit Week. And she's like, no, Crazy Clothes Day isn't for another 2 days. And I was like, oh my God. So.
Oh, you're talking about Tacky Day, right?
Tacky Day, yeah. So I got sent to the nurse's office to go get used lost and found clothes. And I had to wear lost and found pants and a jacket all day. God. But at the end of the day, I had to give it back. So on the bus ride home, I had to be in that. And I was like, can I please call my mom so I can go home? I don't want to be here all day like this. So I had these huge, gigantic baggy jeans. This is back when I was little, like skinny. And these big baggy jeans and this big, ugly marshmallow jacket.
Okay. So
stuff like that keeps me up at night. I always procrastinate. Like if I had to write a book, I would die.
Or another procrastination is when you're watching YouTube videos on the toilet and it's time to wipe.
Yeah.
But you just keep watching.
Dude, I have the perfect setup at the house. My toilet paper holder is super weird, so I can sit my phone up there and just watch it and watch it and watch it. And I'm just like, oh crap, it's been like 20 minutes. And I'm like,
I mean, actually, 20 minutes is short for me because it takes that long to take a dump. I took a dump the other day. It was peaking the water. It was cresting the water.
Yeah.
It didn't want to flush.
You're just dipping your toes in the pool.
Yeah.
What would be the most unsettling thing to keep occasionally finding around your house?
Hold on. This was teeth.
Ew, God.
That would be weird, right?
Yeah.
Just to find human teeth hanging out around the house. It's like, I found another one. Dang it.
Oh, what would be something else creepy?
Receipts for stuff you didn't buy.
How are you so good at this? I'd hate that. I'd be like, I don't have that money.
What? Wait a minute. Underwear that's not yours. Socks that aren't yours.
You know what used to irk me? For years, I would always find Lyndon's braces, rubber bands.
Oh, I hate that.
And they were here too.
Yeah,
Remember that room? And I would be like, I'd be in there, and it was like years after, and I was like, I'm still finding these. And you know that hurts when you go, ah, ha, ha, and it pops and it goes,
I don't know what it feels like, because I will tell you, when I had my braces, they told me I had to do all that with the rubber bands. I did it one night. I woke up, my teeth hurt so bad, or my mouth hurt so bad. Mm-hmm. I said, screw it, I'm not doing it again. So the next time I went for my checkup, the dentist was like, yeah, I can tell you've been wearing your rubber bands.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
Sure. I guess it's just an extra precaution to keep your teeth more together. My teeth are decently straight for me not ever having braces, except for my bottom teeth. My bottom teeth are kind of janky because I have my wisdom teeth came in.
Okay, so what is the most annoying habit that other people have? I'm gonna say it's people with unrealistic phobias, like
for
men who are scared of mice and stuff. Like it really.
Oh, shut up, James! Mice scare me.
Do they really?
You've never had a mice like run at you?
No,
dude. You wouldn't. I'd hop up in my chair.
You mean a mouse, not a mice? But no, come on, you can't.
I'm not super scared of a mouse. Now, if a rat came at me, I'd be pretty scared.
Now, spiders, I can see the
I'm
reasoning.
not scared of spiders. I can squish them with my hands. But I could see somebody because of poison and toxins and.
Well, they just.
And they're ugly.
They're creepy as crap, dude. But I mean, honestly, I'm not like. I don't want them on me.
I had the scariest experience with a cicada in your house. I was staying over and a cicada got in the house. Big, huge. Or not cicada, jarfly.
Oh, yeah.
Big. And it was in the covers with me. And I flung the covers over me because I think it was before we got the couch. Or it was I don't remember. But I was laying down and I flung the cover over me. And I felt something really prickly on my arm. I was like, what is that? And I took it off. And the big jarfly just went. And I was like, oh my God. And it just started flying around because I guess they're blind. And it was hitting stuff. And it was making the loudest noise. I was trying to be as quiet as possible because Ariel was sleeping. Maybe y'all were married, I think, at the time. And it was just flying around. And I like flung the covers over me and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Because a giant jarfly was flying around. And I crushed it. And it was so gunky. It was like I was like, oh my God. It was the worst.
But honestly, as far as that goes, I can see a reasoning behind being
arachnophobic.
Yeah.
What about public speaking? Does that bother you? Have you ever had a problem with that?
I had a problem with it before.
I blanked at art camp during my big line, during our little ceremony at the end of the week. I went up to the mic and I looked at everybody and I just went, and I was looking right at Mom and Dad and I was like, and then the lady was like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, and I was still just staring at her. I was like, and everyone was stopped and looked at me. And I finally got my line out. And it was like nothing happened. It was the weirdest thing. I hated it.
Right. You honestly, I mean, that's something you have to work up to.
Yeah.
My heart still raced a lot when I got up there. But now...
Even when I would answer questions, I'd be like, my heart would be pounding. And I'm like...
Yeah.
Like grabbing the microphone and feel like... of the interference.
So...
How much do you think names affect the outcome of people's lives? Like the name Carl.
I mean, I guess it would affect. It would have a big effect if you had a really weird name.
What if you like a guy and you had a girl name and everyone made fun of you?
Yeah,
and you became a serial killer.
See,
that's probably something.
That's probably one of those scenarios. Yeah, it makes me think of the Johnny Cash song "Boy Named Sue."
Boy Named Sue. He said he was going to kill him for naming him Sue.
I don't know though.
You give me a question.
What skill would you like to master?
Podcasting. A real skill?
Mm-hmm.
Something, probably art. Because I'm pretty boo-boo.
The skill that I would like to master would have to be, I would love to be a polyglot.
A what?
A polyglot.
What is that?
Being able to speak multiple languages.
Oh.
Fluently.
Oh. I thought that was just no, that's not what a linguist is. That's just someone who
studies languages, but they don't necessarily.
Yeah, that would be cool. Other countries do that except for America.
Yeah, America.
We're like numbered 29 on the smart range.
We have running water.
My water has lead in it. My brain don't work no good no more.
Okay, so what would be the most amazing adventure to go on?
Adventure? I don't like doing stuff because I'd like just yeah. I'd like
can I just do it from the computer?
Just going at, I don't know how to explain it. Going different places. Fiji, Barbados, Turkey, Greece.
I would think that doing like barn finds all over the world.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Getting some old hot rides.
Yeah.
Hot rods. Well, I know what you're talking about. Like finding an old Porsche that's a little raggedied out. Maybe a couple squirrels live in the engine bay.
or finding like a GT500, like a 1968 GT500 just tucked away in a barn, completely pristine.
Yeah.
You know, with 1,000 miles on it. Something crazy like that, or being able to go to Japan and finding, some of their cool
Fair Lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a 2000 GT. Yeah. Which I don't know. I think all those are spoken for, honestly. J-Lo, not J-Lo. Jay Leno doesn't even have one. Let's see. Favorite drink.
Alcohol? No, I'm just joking. I'm too young.
Honestly, I'd have to say water.
Water.
It's the only thing that quenches my thirst.
Coke. But it doesn't quench my thirst. It's just good for caffeine because I hate coffee. Errol's would be coffee for sure.
No, hers would be Pepsi.
That would be Pepsi, yeah. Caffeine's caffeine.
What game or movie universe would you like to live in?
Truck Simulator 2013. Oh, God. That would be... It'd have to be a good game. Probably... I know you haven't ever seen it, but Firewatch. Firewatch is a great game. You're just out in the woods. It's like I've
seen it for Switch.
Yeah, it's a super surreal game, and it's really calming. And you're just out in this giant cabin watching the woods, but then it catches on fire, and you have to leave. But I like that. I don't want to be in Call of Duty. I don't want to be on the beaches of Normandy getting shot at.
I think Forza would be a good one.
Yeah, Horizon. And you're just on your little island, scooting around forever.
But I guess, eventually that would be...
It'd get boring, probably.
Yeah. And then you couldn't say... You couldn't say...
Fallout. That would be cool. Because it's such a huge open world.
Jacked up at the same time. I was going to say... That's why I was going to say GTA, but...
Yeah.
It's rough, too, though.
Yeah, but it's literally almost like real life.
Yeah,
Except for like...
You can just skip out on all the rough stuff, but...
I like big open worlds. Minecraft. You can just do whatever you feel like.
Everything is...
Yeah, pixelated.
Yeah. Think about trying to watch TV. It would be horrible.
Or you could stand back and have a giant, huge screen.
Let's see.
Do you think it's gross for people to use toilet paper and not wet wipes? I do.
I do. I don't like to use toilet paper at all.
Because this is the thing I heard. If your butthole was anywhere else on your body, you would not just wipe it with paper.
Exactly. There's an issue with that. There definitely is. Plus, toilet paper leaves your butt feeling weird.
Yeah.
Once you go wet, you don't go back.
Yeah. But then wet sort of does kind of give you a swamp butt. It kind of feels
only
or
slightly.
You could double up. Wet wipe?
No, because I've done that, and it...
Does it just get toilet paper on your butt?
Stuck on your butt, and then you get like this huge dingleberry. Honestly, the worst swamp butt that you can have is where there's still dookie back there.
Even if I use half a roll,
my mom would
still wipe.
Would get so mad at me because she would buy that single ply toilet paper.
That's what mom does.
That you can see through.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Why are you using the whole roll every time you take a dump?" Well, I'm a big kid and my butt wasn't clean.
When you were young, did you crumple up the toilet paper or did you fold it around and then take it off your hand?
I would wad it up when I was younger.
I couldn't do that, dude. I'm always folded. And I took it off and I'd wipe.
I fold it now when I have to use it, but then...
Here's a good one. I'm going to cut you off. Do you wipe this way or do you stand up and wipe?
I wipe this way.
I wipe that way too.
Yeah.
I can't. People who stand up, that will close your cheeks.
Yeah.
Unless you're like...
Yeah.
I hate... People are like, well, I stand up. I'm like, well, you're not clean.
Yeah. Oh, okay, let's see.
You're on the same website as me.
Are we?
Yeah.
Well, what takes up too much of your time?
You.
Wow. Honestly, bathing.
I take like 5 minutes
No,
showers.
it's like after a hard day at work.
Bathing. I'm talking about showering.
Well,
but yeah, if I bathe.
Either way, shower in general, I'm just saying. It's like after a really hard day at work and it's time to go to sleep and you're like, do I want to spend 10 minutes in the shower Or do I just want to go to bed and take a shower when I get up? You know what I mean?
But then you feel extra gross when you wake up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty procrastinatory. I don't know about taking showers late at night. Because then you go to sleep and it's like, well, I sort of canceled that out. Because my hair's longer. And my grease is just rampant. You don't have that problem, do you?
What?
Are you greasy or dry?
Oh, yeah, I'm greasy. What would be your first question after waking up from being cryogenically frozen for 100 years?
Where's the food?
I would be looking for the bathroom. Have you seen that movie? What is that movie?
Alien? I'm sure.
No, it had Sylvester Stallone, and I think who was the other guy?
Oh,
Wesley
the police
Snipes.
movie where he's running after Wesley Snipes.
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man, yeah.
When he gets when they unthaw him, he like pees forever.
How amazing would that be?
I know. It makes me feel like when I wake up in the morning, like at 3:00 in the morning, I go ahead and pee, and it's like a 45-second pee, or longer. I mean,
I hate because at D&D, I drink a bunch. I have a water and I have a Coke, and I just drink a bunch, and then I'll go into the bathroom and I'll be in there for like a minute. So I'm like, crap, everyone thinks I'm taking a dump, but I'm just peeing because it takes forever. I'm amazing. I'm like a camel. I can drink a bunch, and I can hold my pee. I held my pee from South Carolina to Indiana. We didn't stop once because it was snowing really bad. Whole thing, bam, made it. Peed when I got to Kevin's later because we were talking.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
And then my bladder fell out. It's a wonder how I don't have kidney stones or anything messed up. Or a UTI. Or kidney infection.
What TV channel doesn't exist but really should? I don't know.
Every channel exists.
Especially if you count YouTube and
YouTube has TV now, so they actually have YouTube channels.
Yeah.
This is the stupidest question I've ever seen. What's something that you don't know? If you don't know, then you don't know.
Yeah, that would be.
Ooh, what's your favorite type of chips?
Salt and vinegar. Kettle cook. I like the kettle cook sometimes.
Knockoff Takis.
No.
But I can't eat those and I can't eat salt and vinegars either all the time.
I'm not.
Because you know how you eat like the bag and then your tongue's ruined.
I really like ranch bugles. Those are actually pretty good.
For me, on the lighter side, it's either sour cream, an onion, or Cool Ranch Dorito. Like if I had to eat something that wouldn't ruin me for a day, or like give me horrible diarrhea.
And I do like some Pringles.
Salt and vinegar Pringles are horrible. They're sweet. Have you ever had them?
Yeah.
Lay's are gross too. I only like Tom's.
Yeah. Tom's and Utz.
Yeah, I like Utz. Utz makes great sour cream and onion.
Dude, those are. I like cheddar and sour cream.
I do like that too. Do you like onion dip?
Yes. French onion dip with some wavy ridges,
Yeah, plain wavy.
Yeah. So good.
Ruffles.
Yes.
What is absolutely without a doubt your favorite food that you could eat no matter what? You know what mine is?
Cheeseburgers.
Pizza.
I mean,
you can have a veggie pizza if you're feeling healthy.
For me, steak is wonderful.
I get tired of steak real quick.
Ribeye steak, but
every day.
Your mom's baked spaghetti.
Oh, cream cheese, everything.
Yes. So freaking good.
I could see that. I hate cream cheese and anything that isn't a cheesecake. How much do you like cream cheese? Lyndon used to eat it with a spoon.
I like it. Even plain cream cheese on a bagel.
I can't. I have to have strawberry cream cheese.
I mean, strawberry cream cheese is good.
Oh, of course.
But to me, if you have the bagel to go with the plain...
Do you always toast your bagels, and have you ever had one that wasn't toasted?
Yeah, I can go both ways on a bagel.
I can get one right out the fridge and slap some and just eat it.
Yeah. I love raisin cinnamon bagels.
I tried my first one in 6th grade. I was in a special little club because I was in a certain person's class.
I thought you were going to say special class.
I was in a special class. No, I was in a special club. Every morning, we didn't have to sit on the bleachers. We got to go to Mr. Frost's room and hang out in the morning. You could be on your phone. You could talk to people. I had a little hustle I had. I would sell Halo minifigures I bought in those little packs. I'd buy them for like $2 and I'd sell them for $5. So I was making big cash. But then we had a little party because it was the end of year, and I got to try my first
cinnamon raisin bagel.
Yeah, and I was like, ooh, that's great.
Oh, blueberry bagels are good. They are good.
Yeah, it's just a blueberry muffin. It's just a hard blueberry muffin. Do you like muffins?
I do.
I like muffins, but I don't like cupcakes.
I do not like the chocolate chip muffins. I hate them.
My favorite muffin. It's too weird.
Yeah, my favorite muffin is banana nut.
I like banana nut.
And blueberry.
Blueberry is just my favorite no matter what.
Yeah.
We used to have muffins for moms. That was amazing. We'd have donuts for dads. And I was like, no, you don't have to come. I hate donuts. Did you do that stuff?
No, I didn't have a dad.
Me either. Not until later. Which way should toilet paper hang over or under? That's a good question. I like my toilet paper to hang over.
Yeah, it's usually over.
Lyndon, every time she put it on the roll, backwards. It was, and Mom's like, "Well, you need to do that because if the wind blows, it'll blow the whole roll." I'm like, "What kind of draft do we have in the house?" It's not like we have a window.
What's something you like to do the old-fashioned way? Text. T9.
Text? Like holding the phone sideways or what? What do you mean?
Like, well, you probably never had to text with T9. I'm just joking. But T9 text, that's like the old Nokia phones. Like,
oh, you would click
physical, yeah,
and you had to do boop. Yeah, I had my first phone in 1st grade. That's how cool I was. It was a Smart Talk, tiny little itty bitty phone that I had for ultra emergencies. I thought I was the coolest kid ever.
How often do you people watch?
All the time.
Me too.
I'm very nosy. I like making fun of people too. Like if I'm ever at the mall and Michael's talking to me, I just blow up. It's a big blur and I'm just staring at people. I'm like, Because I know that sound when someone asks you a question, when they come back in the conversation. It's like, ooh, no, no, no. And you're like, oh, you're asking me a question. Yeah, yeah, sure. Do you just zone out?
Yes.
You just stare?
Yeah.
But you're not even aware that you zone out, but you're not thinking of anything. And then you're like, oh, I just zoned out.
And then you realize that you zoned out in the direction of another person, and you come out of it and notice that they're staring back at you, like wondering why you were staring at them when really you were looking past them at a spot on the wall. Yeah. But
and then they wink at you.
No, I never had that.
They lick their lips.
It's a super awkward moment, though.
Ooh. Do you have any stuff that embarrasses you that still keeps you up? You ever just lay in bed and you stare at the ceiling and you're like, oh my God.
I mean, I had a time in middle school. We were in the gym and they had like 3 classes worth of I don't know why there were so many people in there.
They did that to us at Dorman.
But
we had like 4 classes.
But we were having to everybody was doing sit-ups. And I came up for a sit-up.
Did you?
And I farted.
Just let it out.
And I turned to the guy next to me and I pointed at him. And I just died laughing at him. I was like, dude, you farted. So then we go down and then come back up for the next one.
Do it again.
Farted again. So then I'm still.
How did you do another sit up if I was laughing? I couldn't move. I'd be like,
I'm trying to play it off. So we do a third one and I fart again and I just sit there and cry in front of everybody.
oh my God.
That was probably like 6th grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
I used to be whiny. I was the worst. And I used to be the worst tattletale ever. I got this kid held back a year for tattling on him so much because he missed so much school for getting in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I feel evil. Who in your life is the worst at using technology?
Probably my mom.
Probably my mom. You gotta find a juicy question.
Hang gliding or white water rafting?
I don't know.
Definitely hang gliding. I would take hang gliding.
What if it busted on you? And you just
I think you got a better chance. White water rafting.
Yeah,
dude.
you can smash into some rocks, couldn't you? And get your boat flipped.
And then drown. I mean,
or fall over a big old waterfall.
Yeah.
Like a cartoon.
So, but if you're hang gliding, I mean, even if you could aim for a lake or something, just
hop off.
Yeah.
And then get hit by a rock.
I mean, do you know what if you pick the shallow end and you just like
oh my God, I gotta tell you. I was watching this video and it was fails, and this dude he has his GoPro on and he's on the edge of this cliff over the ocean and he just goes and he runs and he jumps off and there's rocks underneath him and you just hear him go bam. So he jumped off this huge, probably 30-foot drop and tried to jump into the water and just slammed his legs. You have to imagine what that felt like. But in the video, it looks like he made it. He looks like he just splashed into the water, but the way the rocks were, he just slid off of them. So like crunch into the water. That's one thing I hate going in the ocean now. I used to love it, but every time I go, I get stung by a jellyfish somewhere.
Dude, sharks. I've only been out in the ocean like pretty far out one time, and I can remember being out there and realizing how dumb I was for being that far out because I was so far out, the water was cold.
Yeah, and you can't see anything.
Yeah, and I was trying to swim back, and it was hard to swim back. I was like, dude, I'm never doing that again. And then when we were on our honeymoon, so a few years after that, we were on our honeymoon,
mm-hmm.
and we
were
going to think
it's me and you on the honeymoon. Me and it's not me. It's James and sister-in-law, or my sister. James married my sister.
You're my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
That's
my sister-in-law.
Yeah. There was we had the news on. We were getting ready to go out, and the helicopter was like flying over everybody, and they're like, all those shadows you see are sharks, and there was tons. And
is it when y'all went parasailing?
We never did that.
I thought y'all went up in the... I think Ariel and Missy did that.
Oh.
Whatever. Sorry. Wrong story.
But, and some woman got her foot mauled while we were there. Yeah.
They were catching baby sharks while we were swimming out in the ocean.
And there was an earthquake while we were on our honeymoon.
I remember that.
And the day that we left, there was a hurricane coming. It was crazy.
Dude. It made cracks in the house. And over at Elavie's house, my grandma, her cement around her pool shifted. It was that bad. I remember that.
The earthquake?
Yeah, the big, huge one that hit everywhere. That was crazy. Oh, James, what would be your final meal?
I mean, depends on how long I have to eat. Like if they gave me a full day to eat all of these things.
Yeah, I couldn't cram because then I'd run out of room.
Yeah.
Let's just say you get a final meal.
Just
one meal. But you can have different courses. You have like appetizer, dinner, and then dessert.
But I mean, you have to have enough time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you get enough time to finish. That's what I'll say.
The appetizer would probably be...
I'm going out like a 6-year-old, dude. Cheese sticks, pizza, a number 9, 2 liter of Coke, and Moose Tracks ice cream.
I think I would want an appetizer. I'm thinking cheese sticks too because
you can't go wrong with tons of marinara. So I don't have to. I can keep dipping.
Yeah.
Dip.
Yeah. Like the best steak ever.
Just like a 20-ounce filet mignon somehow.
Like with the best, like melt in your mouth fat on it. Everything's just perfect.
That cow that they massage in the soy sauce.
Wagyu beef or whatever
So you want like a $200
Kobe
cut.
beef. Or Kobe beef. Yeah.
Kobe?
Yeah. It's Kobe.
Oh, it is? I thought it was Kobe.
Or is it?
I thought it was Kobe.
Kobe.
Yeah. Koby.
No, it's not Koby. Is it? Not? You can cut that out.
I'll just bleep it. The entire thing. Okay. Salad? Did you have salad?
No.
Not with the steak. Potatoes. Fries, dude. I forgot.
No fries.
No fries?
It would have to be it would be smashed baked potatoes.
What would you have on them? Anything? Or just buttered?
It would be butter, cheese, sour cream, bacon, chives. And
you're a simple man, James.
Dude, Panera Bread macaroni and cheese, because that is the best macaroni and cheese ever.
That fancy mac and cheese?
Yeah.
That $20 mac and cheese.
What
would you have to drink? Other than water. At least get like some Jay-Z water with the gold flakes in it. Something fancy.
Oh my God.
You gotta make them pay. It's your final meal.
Honestly, for water.
Champagne.
Sobe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
what about kombucha?
Oh God, I've never drank that.
I wouldn't drink it.
It was strawberry. It was their strawberry one. It was like
that's the one with the little lizard on it, right?
Yeah.
Remember when we were like Sobe.
Yeah.
So flavored water.
No, Sobe.
Or is it just straight up?
They're
real.
They have some.
What about naked juice?
Oh, I do like that, but Sobe has like their.
It was like content. You don't want.
Yeah, I think it was like their dragon drink or something like that. I can't remember.
Like dragon fruit.
It was strawberry and it was like a creamy, like a strawberries and cream type drink. It's so good.
Have you ever had body armor?
Yeah, it's not bad.
It was okay. I had some, because Mike was like, "Oh, you have to try this. You have to try this." And I was like, "Okay, I'll try it." And I was like, That was okay.
I mean, it wasn't something I'm like.
I wouldn't
dying to
drink
buy
it
again.
a
Yeah.
lot. I'd rather have a Bang, dude. That Bang,
Yeah.
the Coke one or whatever it's supposed to be, that vanilla cherry, and it just tastes like cherry.
Yeah.
I like that.
So then ice cream would have to be birthday cake ice cream.
I mean, you can have anything: cake, donuts.
Birthday cake ice cream with mallow cups on the side.
What are those?
They're like peanut butter. They're like Reese's peanut butter cups, but they have marshmallow inside of them.
Okay, gotcha. I'd have an ooey gooey for sure. I don't know why. I just thought of that, but those were amazing when I got those. That lady was like $1 here, and then you get one free. And I was like, Ooey gooeys are really old. You know that?
Yeah.
Like, they've been out forever.
They're really good though.
Yeah, I know. They're probably the best thing I've ever had.
And then like a whole cheesecake.
I forgot about that. Do you like plain cheesecake, strawberry, or raspberry? Which one's your favorite? Strawberry for me. But I do like raspberry cheesecake. I've had some before, and I was like, this is really good.
I like strawberry cheesecake pretty good. But I'm even good for just regular old cheesecake. I like a good dense cheesecake.
Do you like chocolate? Or are you not really into it?
I like dark chocolate.
I don't like dark chocolate. I like German chocolate. You know that stuff at Aldi's, the Schoengarten chocolates? I love those. You like Nutella?
I love Nutella.
I've gotten over Nutella. I do like hazelnut.
I mean, when it first came out, I was like crazy.
People dip Takis in Nutella.
Oh, that's nasty.
The one thing I have heard that does sound not too bad, dipping Takis in sour cream. That doesn't sound too bad.
Oh, that does sound pretty good. I've made a Nutella banana sandwich before. That was so good.
I used to put Nutella in my protein shakes. So to cancel out the protein shake.
Let's see. I used to eat a banana and mayonnaise sandwich.
Okay, Elvis.
His was a fried banana peanut butter sandwich.
That doesn't sound bad. Would you put mayonnaise on your grilled cheese? I hated that.
No,
Would you put cheese in your grits?
Yes.
I don't like that.
I like cheese and bacon and eggs in my grits.
I always mix bacon and eggs in my grits. It's never the same without it.
I like red eye grits. Those are just so good.
Granny, she would make the nastiest grits, but something about that southern nasty no taste grits was just amazing to me. You know that flavor, just nothing. Just grits. I like that. Wow, it's really late.
It is. I'm like dying tired over here.
Yeah. Well, you ready to wrap it up? Arrow has to get on this though tomorrow, and we can ask more questions. Do you see how fast that went?